So go ahead and find your stance. Sorry about that, I had technological difficulties here. So as you find your stance, we're going to bring our arms out and open. And then we're going to sink our tailbone down into the earth. And we're going to begin breath of fire. So this is Kapalabhati breath. If you're not familiar with this breath, it's going to raise a lot of heat. And so we're working on pumping the belly button in and out. In and out. And so we're focusing on the exhale. If it gets too much, you can bring your hands to your heart center, or you might want to start there and then begin to bring your arms out. So let's go into 5-pointed star. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, breathe in. Exhale, bring the elbows out. We'll just begin flowing a little bit here, breathing in, exhaling out. Nice wide fingers, 5-pointed star. Let's crisscross the arms at the top. And then exhale, come down, and then crisscross your arms below your pelvis. So begin to flow with the energy here, and exhale through the nose. So as we begin to feel this breath moving, as you exhale through the nose, you're going to feel the exhale deepening, and you're going to feel that heat beginning to build. Inhaling up, exhaling out. This time we're going to come in and we're going to hold our goddess pose, and we're going to come into breath of fire. So this breath is short bursts through the belly. We're going to do 2 rounds of 54. Big breath in and exhale and go. Focus on pumping the belly button. Focus on your exhales. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flow. 2 more breaths in flow. We're going to do our other round of 54. Inhaling up, and then exhaling, and come back into your goddess pose. 1 round of 54. Breath in and out through the nose. Holding your root lock. Squeezing the pelvic floor. Keep going. Breathe in, straighten, and then exhale. We're going to flow all the way to the earth. Inhaling up. Exhale all the way to the earth. Inhaling up. We're going to interlock the fingers. Index fingers extends toward the sky into Kali Mudra. So Kali Ma is the goddess of transformation and change. She's the goddess of destruction. She is very merciless, but when she comes through, she destroys just like a forest fire, and then something beautiful comes back in her path. So we're going to inhale. On the exhale, we're going to breathe out through our mouth and say, ha! And just bring your sword down. So it feels really good, right? So we're going to breathe in, and just with your sword, you're just going to chop whatever needs to be chopped out of your life. Breath in. Ha! Breath in. Ha! Breath in. Ha! 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 Let's do 5 more. Ha! 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 Last one. Ha! Bring it up. Exhale into 5-pointed star. Ha! You feel some heat now? Yeah, good. Let's bring our hands back to our heart, back into goddess pose. Let's take our left elbow to our left thigh. Reach our right arm up and over. And then exhale, arms wide. Stay in your goddess pose. Right elbow to left thigh. Reach your left arm over. Exhale, goddess pose. 1 more time, other side. Reach to the middle. Exhale, wide. Reach to the middle. To the outside, and then exhale wide. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, hands to your heart. Are your legs nice and warm? Good. Are your fingertips still freezing? Okay, not so much. Good. So let's go ahead and come into low goddess pose. Short stance. Elbows come inside, and you're going to heel toe your feet in, until you can rest your elbows on the outsides or the insides of your thighs. This is Malasana, low goddess pose. And so here I'm going to tell you an affirmation for Kali. My new life path reveals itself to me. My new life path reveals itself to me. Kali's energizing the base chakra, feeling grounded and connected with humanity. Don't be afraid to shed. What Kali offers you is the strength to rid your life of excess baggage, to confront the forces that threaten you, to destroy the elements of destruction in your life. And once this is done, you can celebrate new life. So claim that. Breathe it in. On our exhale, we're going to take our elbows and reach our elbows and palms out to the outside and bring the inside of your arms on the inside of your knee. If you have your heels high off the ground, you can take the back end of your mat and modify here by giving your heels a little bit of support. And then from here, if you want to deepen a little bit more, you're going to begin to take your palms to face down and your thumbs to face behind you and place your palms out wide, the backs of your hands out wide onto the ground. Go ahead and come all the way into the circle. There's a spot right here for you. And then if you'd like to deepen a bit more, you can take your backs of your wrists and bring them toward the backs of your ankles. If you want to continue to deepen more into another krama, heel-toe feet a little closer in, and we're going to hook all 4 fingers together in Ganesha grip underneath the tailbone. And you can kind of sit on your fists here. And then if you want to just let yourself relax and release, whichever stage of the pose you're in, you can let your forehead relax down. Let your head drop. And breathe. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Coming back to Kali mudra, index fingers extend toward the sky, and the mantra here is awakening. So we're awakening our life force, our primal energy. The color is red. Exhale, hands come to our heart center. Go ahead and bring yourself down onto your mat. We're going to come into a flowing bridge, moving up to the second chakra. And so from here, we're going to lower ourselves down onto our mat. And we're working now with the energy of Svadhisthasana, the second chakra. And this is the goddess Freya, the patroness of love, sex, magic, and fertility. So we're setting up for bridge. Make sure your hair is out of the way. So that way, ladies, your ponytail's not underneath the nape of your neck or behind your head, so your head can relax. You're going to take a little bit of a wide-legged bridge. So the feet are going to be a little bit wider. Toes are going to turn slightly out in this bridge. It's going to be a little bit different than a regular bridge. And from here, we're going to begin to push the lower back down and roll the pelvis up, rolling up nice and slow. And then just rock the hips in a spiral, making a figure 8 with the hips. Push down with your hands and roll the hips side to side. This is a very watery, very sensual and flowy energy. Inhale, come to the top of your bridge, and then roll halfway down until your mid-back touches. Inhale, rolling all the way up, and then make little figure 8s with your pelvis at the top of your bridge, rolling side. Try to release your booty so you're not squeezing your butt, but just activate the inner thighs. And then exhale, rolling halfway down. Inhale, rolling up. And then rocking side to side to side. And rolling halfway down. This is our last cycle here. Rolling up and rolling side to side to side. And rolling down. Now keeping that pelvic rocking, resting on the mat, we're going to begin to kind of balance out that spinal fluid by just kind of pushing your tailbone down and then pushing your heels into the ground. So you're rocking your spine just up and down slightly on your mat. Imagine if you had a pan of water. And in that pan of water, it's like a cookie sheet. And you're just kind of gently rocking the cookie sheet until the water's spread completely thin over the whole cookie sheet. And so how you access that is by simply just kind of pushing the heels slightly into the ground and enough so that your head kind of pushes up to the top of your mat a little bit. And it's just enough to just rock your head forward. So it's a very subtle action. So you're just pushing up and down, just staying completely horizontal on your mat, and just rocking up and down, kind of like a little bobblehead where your head is just pushing up and you can kind of feel your hair move on your mat, and then release. So you're just kind of squeezing inner thigh, pushing into the ground, and release. So does that make sense? Do you get that movement? Ground through your feet. Make sure that the balls of your feet are connected into the earth. Come on all the way into the circle. Would you mind? We have some spots over here. Okay, thank you for coming. And so as you rock through the pelvis, I'm going to give you a couple mantras here. Now, the mudra here is the yoni mudra. So we're going to take and place the palms over the center of the sacral chakra, right below your navel. Fingertips are going to point straight down towards your pubic bone, and then the thumbs are going to come straight across, making a downward facing triangle. Let your palm chakras rest on your body, nurturing your body. So you make it a triangle like this. Yeah. Good. And then the mudra here is the fingers pointing down in the yoni mudra. We're going to talk about the affirmation here. I embrace life in all of its fullness. At this moment, I have all that I need. And continue just your pelvic rocking, just rocking slightly forward and back on your mat. Not so much that you lift off the ground, but just enough so that way you're just rocking that spinal fluid, gently evening out and balancing the body, especially this time of year. It's really good to take this moment for balance. I embrace life in all of its fullness. At this moment, I have all that I need. From here, the intention for Freya, the passionate patroness of love, sex, magic, and fertility, says that passion in love, passion in war, passion for the things that in life that bring us pure joy. She lets us be moved to tears with gratitude for what we see around us, and her gifts are tenderness, grace, compassion, delight, and laughter. So just do a couple more breaths here. And then gently bring your knees to your chest. We're going to hug our knees in, bring the feet to the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to use that momentum to rock our feet forward and come up into boat. We're going to come onto the tippy toes and just take your fingertips behind the backs of your knees. Might be a great opportunity to warm up your hands. And then from here, we're just going to lift the tips of your toes up and spread out the toes. Open the shoulders and hold a modified boat. If you'd like to extend, you can begin to extend the legs. You can bring the one tippy toe onto the ground and switch if you just want to flow with that, coming into your half boat. If you want to extend one arm and then switch. So just see what works with you today. If you want to extend both arms and hold, we'll take 5, 4, 3, 2, and coming down. Just go ahead and rock and roll. We're going to rock and roll into a forward fold. So taking the back of your legs, we're going to rock down. Take your legs up and rock all the way up. Feet on the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold in half. And let your head, your neck, and your shoulders relax. We'll grab opposite elbows and just gently rock from side to side. Let your head relax and breathe. Couple breaths here in your forward bend, folding in half. Let your head, neck, and shoulders relax. We're going to roll up like a rag doll, slowly, 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 rolling each bone up, and then coming to standing. We're going to exhale, release the fingertips to the ground. Relax your knees, relax your shoulders. Take a soft smile to your lips. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's bring our hands to our heart, and we're going to move into a warrior flow for the goddess Boadicea. She was an actual person in history. She was a Celtic warrior and just dominated. And so this is a really powerful flow. This flow is really about just kind of moving into your warrior spirit. And so Boadicea, her name means victory. She stands Amazon-like, her feet grounded and her body erect, garbed as a warrior queen, leading her followers confidently. Like the tigress mother who protects her young, she harnesses her anger to seek justice to those who are dear to her. The intention is to imagine this moment right now that you are free from the blockages that maddening frustration. The limitations that you've imposed on yourself have dropped away. The disappointments of your past no longer hold you down. The opinions of others cannot stand in your way anymore. Imagine you are free to focus on creating a better life for yourself and for the world in which you live. Throughout there are difficult challenges, but rather than wasting your energy worrying about them or fighting, then you use your energy to work through it. All right, so with that, we're going to move into our signature intuitive vinyasa flow. Stepping right foot forward, stepping left foot back. Let's reach up into warrior one. Spreading out the fingers. Exhale, open the hips and shoulders into warrior two and deepen your stance down your mat. Let's take our right palm to the sky, inhaling the reverse warrior, and exhale back to warrior two, and just flow with that for a few breaths. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two, moving through this body vinyasa. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Let's take our front forearm down to our thigh, take our left arm up and over the ear, and then just spiral that left wrist and shoulder out, moving that energy, feeling it spiral out into the universe, opening that left side of our body, and then the other way, and reverse it. Just reach up, use your root lock as you come up back to warrior two, gazing forward and find your focal point. Might be a goddess across the room or a sun god across the room from you or a point in space. Just come back into goddess pose, turning the heels in, the toes out. Breathing here. Let's inhale to 5-pointed star. Crisscross the top. Exhale into our goddess pose, arms wide, palms up. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And exhale. Use your flowing breath through your nose. So inhale, reach up to the sky. We're going to turn the hips and shoulders to the back side of our mat and take warrior two to the back. Inhale, coming into warrior one, stepping in a little bit closer, reaching up to the sky, facing out. Toes turn slightly in to about 1 o'clock on that back foot. Breathe here. Fingers wide, spread out the fingers. Good, yeah. Breathe. We'll open into warrior two and deepen our stance. Let's take that left palm to the sky, reverse warrior, and then exhale warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. When you reverse your warrior, just let your left hand rest and reach that right armpit up toward the heavens. You might even be able to see through this giant sunlight at the top of this space into the clouds. Back to warrior two. And we'll come into our extended side angle. Front forearm's going to rest on the thigh. Right arm's going to spin up and over the ear toward the back side of the space. And we're going to take and spiral out the wrist and the shoulder. And then the other way. Use your root lock as you reach up back to warrior two. Let's come into goddess pose in the center of our mat. Again, coming back here, hands to our heart. Inhale, extend and reach up. And exhale, flow all the way to the ground, scooping at the earth, gathering Mother Earth's energy. Bring it up around you like a giant bubble. And then exhale all the way down, scooping at the earth. Again, gathering up the energy from the earth, reaching it up. And exhale. We'll do one more flowing here. And exhale, take warrior two to the middle, facing the front. Turn your back toes in. We'll move to that one more time at a little quicker pace. Reverse warrior and warrior two. Coming into Parsva Konasana, Parivrita, reaching far. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, goddess pose to center. 5-pointed star, breath in. Back to goddess pose to center. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, turn to the back and find your warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, left palm. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, finding that energy of Bodhisha, the energy that's invincible, that doesn't take any stuff from anybody. And back to warrior two. Let's take our side angle. Front forearm's going to rest. A nice deep reach. Let's take a body vinyasa here, taking that right arm down and around. Opening to the sky. Exhale, down and around. Inhale and reach. Exhale, down and around. Reaching up. Last time. I love that drum. And let's use that root chakra as we pull ourselves up, back. Warrior two. And then back to goddess pose in the center. So inhale, coming into Kali Mudra. Holding here, finding that energy and breathing. Let's take 5 more breaths. We're going to just kind of take anything out that has kind of come up in your mind. Whatever that might be holding you back from your best self, we're just going to chop it out with our sword. Breath in. We're going to use the ha breath. Breath in and go. Ha! Breath in. Ha! Breath in. Ha! 2 more. Ha! Breath in. Ha! And coming up. Nice work. Woo. Let's come back to our center as you finish. Beautiful. Let's come back to hands to our heart. Breath here. Just feel your heart beating. Feel that energy moving through your body as you work with prana. Working with that energy. Good. Couple more breaths here. Let's come back into our goddess pose, reaching up. Exhale. Taking Kali Mudra in your goddess pose. Hold here. Option to look up. See if you can look through the skylight and see some clouds. Grounding down through your root energy. Let's come down into our low goddess. Bring your heels a little closer in. And we're going to come into our yogic squat. Elbows are going to turn to the inside. And go ahead and turn to your right so everyone's facing the same direction again. And breathe. So just adjust yourself so you're facing the back of your neighbor. We're kind of all in sync again. And find your energy centering. Again, just kind of reaffirming that intention. The affirmation for Bodhisha. I use my energy for the highest good. I release the opinions of others. My awesome power is released in a healthy manner. I use my energy for the highest good. I release the opinions of others. My awesome power is released in a healthy manner. The breath for this is, of course, the Ujjayi breath, which we've been utilizing through our warrior flow. And we're going to kind of move down to the earth and ground. Taking a seat. We're going to move into Dhanurasana, wheel options. And moving into the 4th chakra. So we're moving up to the heart. So we've been building from the root to the sacral to the fire center and now to the heart. How are we doing on time? And so from here, we're going to take our lotus mudra. Lotus mudra is the the thumb and the pinkies together. We're going to form a little cup, a little flower. And the lotus is represented by coming up out of the murky water. Lotuses bloom in some of the nastiest water. And yet the lotus itself is completely unscathed and untouched. And so we can rise up out of this murky water that any kind of situation has brought to us and bring that beautiful lotus. So we're going to use this mudra. Remember this mudra. We're going to come down onto our mat. And we're going to scoot down into the middle and come into a bridge. So coming back down, we had been through bridge earlier in our class. And I'd like you to take your lotus mudra, come up into your bridge, make your feet about where you can almost touch your heels. And then roll up into your bridge and take your lotus mudra right above your heart. And just funneling in this beautiful heart-centered energy. Bringing it up toward the heavens, rising up out of any murky situations, rising up out of anything in your life. And the message here for all of us goddess sisters is that she connects us, the earth Gaia, our mother, to the universal balance, the universal source of mothering and nurturing, and bringing that in, leading us to a feeling of profound peace and balance. The affirmation, keeping your bridge, lift, 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 good. Love flows into my life like a river. I am calm and centered now and always. Love flows into my life like a river. I am centered now and always. The mantra is peace. If you'd like to move into a wheel practice, you can rest and flow in your bridge, rolling down and then back up as needed. If you'd like to move into a deeper practice, you're going to take your fingertips and bring them to the back of your body, where your fingertips are facing your shoulders and your thumbs are facing the back of your mat. And then, your palms are facing the back of your mat. And they're going to roll up into your bridge. You can come into a wheel prep here by pressing your palms into the ground and just simply coming onto the top of your head. Or you can straighten the arms and come into your full wheel. If you'd like to bring it up, you can bring your foot up to the sky. Coming into Ekapada Dhanurasana for a few breaths and switch. And coming down. Slowly rolling down, bone by bone by bone. And let's just hug our knees into our chest and just gently rock. And as we ground into the earth, I'd like to read you a little bit about the archetype of Gaia, our Mother Earth, which she has her own divine consciousness. Gaia's message for all of us at this time: allow time for introspection, contemplation, and developing wisdom. Her message for us as Goddess Sisters is that she connects us to the universal source of mothering. Every element in the universe, whether on land, sea, or sky, keep rocking your knees, just nurturing your body. And she is the great primordial Earth Mother. More than any other goddess, our mother planet Gaia is defined and identified as the Earth Mother. Again, the affirmation, love flows into my life like a river. I am calm and centered now and always. So let's go ahead and roll over onto our side. Take a moment to just rest your head on your bottom arm for a moment and breathe. Then we're going to just roll up, pressing our top hand into the ground, coming into seated, and go ahead and make your way into stands on knees. We're moving into the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. So in your fifth chakra is the color blue, and the chakra is Vishuddha. So this chakra is the mudra here. We're going to interlace the fingers inside your palms, and then bring your thumbs together into a little circle. So this is your throat chakra mudra. And so we're going to move through camel pose, Ustrasana. So camel posture is a posture about just opening your throat, opening your heart. It's a back bend. And we already did a back bend, so our back should be nice and warm. We did several, right? So just taking a moment, just bring your throat chakra mudra up to your throat. Breathe here. The affirmation, fresh air fuels the rose in my cheeks and the fire in my heart. Today I choose to do what I can, and I can do anything. Fresh air fuels the rose in my cheeks and the fire in my heart. Today I can choose to do what I can, and I choose to do anything. Release our hands down by our sides. Go ahead and take our fingertips and place the fingertips to the top rim of our pelvis and squeeze the elbows slightly together. You can tuck your toes for more balance if you'd like, and squeeze the shoulder blades down the back of our body. Go ahead and widen the knees just a touch so we have a nice firm base. Grounding down into our Mother Earth. And then we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and tuck the chin, Jalanda Harabandha, throat lock. Lift your heart up to your chin and keep your chin tucked. Continue to expand the space between the belly button and the ribs. Breathe here. Push your hips forward, squeezing the buttocks slightly, but not so much that they're the only ones doing the work. And coming into a chest opener. Again, keep tucking the shoulder blades down the back of your body. Bring your chin tighter into your chest. Hold the energy from root to throat. If you'd like to deepen here, you can begin to open the throat chakra all the way by letting the head drop back. Breathe into your camel. If you'd like to reach back and grab your heels, and you can take throat lock, or you can let the head drop. Deep, full breath. Big breath in. Come back to throat lock, please. Hands back to the pelvis. And then come back into intertwining the fingers, back into your throat mudra for Vishuddha. The last part of our affirmation for our throat, this is the archetype of Diana, or Artemis, and she is all about power and protection. She embodies the moon's fertility and the sun's protective, nurturing power over the earth's wilderness and creatures. Diana's power brings abundance to the world. She is the huntress who provides us with spiritual food. She's usually the one that's seen in like the little short leather skirt with the bow and arrow. So this is Diana. She's a Roman goddess. Nature, fertility, children, providence, and harvest are other attributes relating to her. And her short skirt is not a symbol of attracting men, but a symbol of freedom. And so with that, she remains to be free to leap through the forest and touch the sky with her outstretched fingers. So our last affirmation, we can come back into our camel, tuck the chin, open the heart. Feel free to express your camel however you want to express. If you want to modify, you can take one arm forward and nurture your back, and you can switch. If you want to deepen, you can come into throat lock or letting the head drop back. And as you find your fullest expression of wherever your camel is today, our affirmation is, I express myself verbally and creatively. I stand for self-determination and independence. I communicate my thoughts to others openly. One more breath here. I express myself verbally and creatively. I stand for self-determination and independence. I communicate my thoughts to others openly. Coming back out of your camel when you're ready. Beautiful. The mantra is adventure for Diana. So we're going to come down and come into an asana on the ground here. And we're going to come into eagle arms. So this is the third eye. We're moving up the chakra system into the third eye. This is the Ajna chakra. And in the Ajna chakra, the pranayama is really, really beneficial here to move into opening that third eye and opening and awakening the pineal gland. So the breath, and I've got to have your commitment, is lion's breath. And you got to be all in. Because if you're not all in, it's going to be lame. And nobody wants a lame little lion's breath, right? Okay, so I know y'all are in. Mia, how'd you get over there? Get over here, girl. So lion's breath is really fun if you do it full on. So going to move my mic out of the way. And so what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in, hold on to your knees. Then you're going to exhale through your mouth and let your tongue come all the way out and go, ha! Okay, full on, ha! Just let it go. All right, breath in. Ha! 4 more, breath in. Ha! Ha! 2 more, you got this. Ha! Big breath. Ha! Nice. And coming back to your center. Let's just roll that energy out. The energy here is Isis. So just moving with that energy, keep it flowing. Make your shoulders roll in little circles independent from each other. Let your hips roll up and down, back and forth. This is aiding the throat chakra and moving up into the third eye. Isis' attributes include intuition and perception. She's related to the third eye chakra, the center of illumination and insight. She is the embodiment of the feminine as a vessel for divine expression. Can I hear a yes? Yes! All right. And even you guys, you got to have that, right? You got to have that balance in your life. Isis is the Egyptian high priestess, ruling with love calm, and patience. She provides equilibrium and guidance through our journey. To open the door to Isis opens the door to love, fostering the development of inner wisdom as a budding flower blossoms into a glorious flower that takes people's breath away. So we're going to move into eagle arms, reaching up with both hands. Let's take our right hand down the back side of our body. Take your left hand around into a half bind. So you can just hold here. You can begin to reach your right hand down your body. Yeah, just like that. You can begin to reach your left hand up a little further. If you have hair in the way, you might want to move your hair, ladies. And you're going to hook all 4 fingers together, again in Ganesha grip. Ganesha grip is all 4 fingers, kind of an acrobatic grip, and we use this a lot in acro yoga. But this grip is really strong and secure. If you have nails, you might kind of have to modify. But if you feel like you're hunching your shoulder in to grip your hands, don't grip your hands. Instead, separate your hands and take a hold of your shirt, or just reach your hands down to the center of your body. So you really want to open that right armpit up toward the heavens and open that left shoulder blade, bringing it down into your body. Breathe here. The affirmation: I trust my wisdom and insight. I am sacred, savvy, sassy, and wise. I intuitively understand all of my body's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. I'm connected with my highest truth. I am guided and protected by the universe. Angels surround me, and I am aware of them at all times. Just breathe into that truth. Let's reach up, both arms. Exhale, flow the hands in front of the body. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale and flow forward. One more time, reaching it up. Now take your right hand down into half bind. Left hand comes behind the back of your body, and begin to work your hands closer to each other. Each side is going to be totally different, so you may or may not be able to reach your hands together. If you can hook all 4 fingers together. So I'm going to switch sides this way so you can see. So Ganesha grip, you're just going to hook all 4 fingers together, and you're going to tuck your left shoulder blade down your body, opening your left armpit. Breathe here. Good. If you feel like you're hunching over it all, just separate the hands and give your shoulders a little bit of a break. Especially if you do a lot of typing or driving, you're going to need to open the shoulders. And you can use a strap here. Again, the affirmation for our other side, same affirmation, but finding balance. I trust my wisdom. I am sacred, savvy, and sassy, and wise. I intuitively understand all of my body's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. I am connected with my highest truth. I am guided and protected by the universe. Angels surround me, and I am aware of them at all times. Let's reach up and breathe here. The mantra here is insight. And the mudra is we're going to just take and place our index finger and our thumbs together extended. We're going to fold the other 3 fingers in toward the palms and press your second knuckles together. So what you're going to do, it's going to end up looking like a heart. So you're going to open the hands, see that? And you're going to press the second and first knuckles together. Yeah, like that. And then you're going to see a little heart when you look inside your hand. Isn't that cute? So yeah, so that's your throat chakra mudra. So just breathing here, a couple of breaths. And the mantra here is insight. And bringing it down to our heart. Our last chakra inside the body is the crown chakra, and I've chosen Demeter or Ceres for this goddess. So we'll practice the mudra for our crown chakra. We're going to place our ring fingers together extended, and we're going to interlace the other fingers and then wrap the thumbs. So it's just your ring finger out. So this one here, just like that, yeah. And then we're going to place it over the crown of our head. So Ceres or Demeter, depending on which, if you're looking at Roman or what other archetype you're looking at, she's an earth mother who represents the cycles we experience as women and allows us to accept the ebbs and flows graciously. With calm strength, we can find our center and gently go with the flow. She rules the cycles that are immediately obvious to women, those of our moon cycles, which are our biological cycles, and when your body is internalizing to nurture your inner self to help cope with the pull of the moon and the planets. We are going into retrograde right now, ladies, and guys. So beware of your moods. Beware of how you react. So we'll just bring this down into our heart. Bring it up to our third eye. down into our throat, back to the crown of the head, and just release that. We're going to come into our final asana before our Savasana today, and that is shoulder stand. So go ahead and roll down onto the ground. We've done some variations of this throughout our practice. Again, move your hair if you need to. And we're going to roll onto the earth. And coming back up into your bridge. We're going to flow with our bridge a couple times. Just rolling up. Okay. And then rolling down. Just using your breath here. Rolling up and then just roll about halfway down. Now you can stay here flowing with your bridge, and if that feels appropriate for you today, stay right there. If you want to come up a little higher, we're going to roll up. We're going to simply place our hands underneath our buttocks and hold there, supporting our bridge. If you'd like to come into your full shoulder stand, roll down, and then take your feet up to the sky. Spread out your toes. Bring your hands underneath your hips and maybe come into a half shoulder stand. And then begin to walk up your body, straightening the legs, rolling the shoulders. You're going to walk your shoulders open so that way your chin is in throat lock, Jalandhara Bandha, and your fingertips are supporting your body. Make sure that your shoulders are open and not squeezed together. And see if you can spread out your toes. You're going to point your ankles and then pull your toes back and spread out the toes. And then kind of maybe just flex the ankles and see how that feels. And then point. If you're in shoulder stand, you can come into plow, bringing the toes up overhead. Breathing here. Coming back through shoulder stand or flowing in your bridge. And then gently bending the knees to your chest. Stay up. We're going to roll down into happy baby. Slowly rolling down. Take your 2 peace fingers. We're going to grab the big toe and release your heels to the sky. And just gently rock side to side. Beautiful. Take a couple breaths here. The affirmation or the intention for series is to connect with, guide, and nurture your inner goddess. Feel yourself become more centered, calm, and empowered. Your hara is full and pregnant with vitality, and your heart beats with the determined strength of a wise woman. So again, Ceres and Demeter is all about wisdom. I am a goddess, wisdom in action. When I look in the mirror, I see a radiant goddess, and I am the spirit of enlightenment. I am goddess, wisdom in action. When I look in the mirror, I see a radiant goddess. I am the spirit of enlightenment. So coming back, knees to chest. Gently hug your body in. Release your feet down to the bottom of your mat. And let your legs drop open, coming into corpse pose. If you'd like to again take your yoni mudra, making a downward facing triangle, and just set your fingertips on your pubis, palms over the center of your sacral chakra, and then fingertips pointing down. Thumbs are going to come straight across underneath your belly button. So the fingertips are not interlaced, but they're just laying on the body. And just let your elbows relax down by your sides. Beautiful, good. And breathe. Now, as you want to practice and deepen your meditation, you can begin to utilize some of these archetypes in your daily practice, which is called a daily sadhana. And in our handout, we have an advanced meditation for you for the teachers. We also have a basic handout for you if you're getting into yoga and wanting just to use this for your own personal practice. So in using pranayama as your breath and you really focus, the bhavana, or the feeling, is more important than the ratio between your inhalation, your pausing, and your exhalation. So I'd like you to focus on your breath and focus on the feeling or the intention. And just continuing to let those affirmations resonate with you for these next few moments. I am Goddess Wisdom in action. When I look in the mirror, I see a radiant goddess. I am the spirit of enlightenment. And it is so. Let's bring our hands into our lotus mudra right above our heart. And extending those offerings up to the heavens, bringing what we have to offer. Let your fingertips reach up toward the sky. Pinkies together, thumbs together, forming the lotus flower. Let the base of your palms touch, forming that strong root system, bringing it down to your heart. And then bringing that lotus down into your heart, bringing those offerings, starting first with yourself. Promising yourself to give yourself time for self-care during this busy season in your life. And letting that muddy water be a beautiful breeding ground for the lotus flower in your life. Take a moment to roll onto our side and rest your head on your bottom arm, coming into baby pose. Just take a moment here just to relax, nurturing your body, caring for your body, allowing this practice to become part of the magic in your life for attaining perfection and tapping into enlightenment. And even just a few days of this practice will convince you of its remarkable glory. If you'd like to deepen your practices with me and my teachers, you can study with us online and have private and coaching lessons via video chat. So I offer you to join us in our community, our Sangha, at yogaforlove.com. And gently roll yourself up into your easy seated posture. And taking whatever mudra might resonate with you. Maybe it's a mudra we practiced in our class today. Maybe it's a different mudra. And just using that mudra as your final part of your practice. Honoring the light within ourselves, honoring the light within each other, honoring that light within each and every living being, and together within that light, we are one. We're going to end with a nice big Om. Deep breath in. Om. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice today. It's such an honor to be with you.
Shine.